Well, welcome back. I have a really special guest with me. He's my brother, Spencer. He's a year older than me, and he's made some epic goals for himself the last few years, and I just wanted him to talk about those goals.
Well, a few years back, about 4 years ago, I had a kind of an unfortunate thing happen to me, an unexpected thing happened, where I had a couple strokes out of the blue, and it scared me, and there was a couple things that I wanted to change in my life. So I decided to pick up running again. I'd ran quite a bit in my life, but it kind of slowed down a little bit. But I decided to start running marathons again. I had a brother that wanted to run in a marathon that wasn't much of a runner, and he made plans to run in a marathon, and he was struggling with being motivated to do it. Well, during this process, it kind of motivated me again to be able to run. So I made a commitment to him to run in the Chicago Marathon. And it was in the same year that I had a stroke, so I had to check with my doctor, and I did, and my doctor encouraged me to do that as long as I did it slowly and paced myself. But he encouraged me to do that, which helped me quite a bit, because it made me realize that I could do things after such a bad thing happened. Such a pretty physical thing happened to me in my life as a stroke. Well, anyways, I started slowly and worked hard, and I think that the thing that I did that I'd never done before, even though I'd run a few marathons before, I'd never really trained. I never stuck to a training program. I always just went out and ran whatever I wanted to run, and that's how I trained for marathon. Well, this time it was pretty important that I stick with a program and started slowly, and only did those things in that program that I was supposed to do, that I didn't overdo. So I learned how to do that. I learned how to keep within my limits. And I slowly got ready for this marathon, and the day came, and had a very good experience. Not that I didn't have injuries, and not that I didn't have a lot of aches and pains along the way, but that's kind of what happens getting ready for a marathon, or even getting ready for anything in life, is there's lots of setbacks. There's lots of things that will discourage you. But overcoming those things is what really prepares you for strong things, on hard things. Well, after the marathon, like I said, it was such a great experience, and I had a great experience with my brother. And I had made plans to run a half a marathon the following month. And about a week before that, I decided that I felt pretty good and I would like to try to run another marathon. So that was a pretty big challenge, to run another marathon within 30 days of another one. But I did that, and after that race, I enjoyed that so much, and I recovered really well from it, that I decided that I would try to do one every month for a year. And just so happens it was during the winter time, so there was only marathons basically in the warmer states. So I started traveling to other states to do my marathons. Well, one thing led to another, and within a couple months I had decided to make a goal of running a marathon every month until I completed all the 50 states in the United States. Well, since then, there's been other goals that I've accomplished, and I joined a club called the Marathon Maniacs, which has different levels, different goals, and I achieved its highest goal, which they call a titanium level, which was running 30 marathons in 30 different states in a period of 365 days. So I was able to obtain that. And then just this last December, about 38 months later, after finishing my first marathon in Chicago, I finished the Honolulu Marathon in Hawaii, which completed all the 50 states plus Washington, D.C. So sometimes it was once a month, sometimes it was 4 times a month. In fact, there was a period that I ran 15 marathons in a row in 15 straight weeks. But one thing I learned from this whole experience is that every goal I set for myself, I was able to accomplish. It wasn't without hard work. It wasn't without aches and pain. It wasn't without thinking that I couldn't even do it at times, and wondering what I was doing at times. But I know that after I finished each one of them, there was a great feeling. There was a great accomplishment. And after I finished these marathons, I would immediately come home. I didn't stay around very long. I would get there the night before. I would run the marathon, and I would get on a plane and come back home. And whether it was getting home for church or getting home for work reasons, I just carried on my regular life also. And what it did is it helped me in my regular life. It made me accomplish more goals in my personal life, in my career life, in my home life, and in my church life. But it's been a great experience. And even now that I've accomplished the goals that I want to, as far as running marathons and completing all the states and reaching the highest level in the Marathon Maniacs Club that I'm in, I think I'm now going to do the continents. I'm going to run a marathon in every continent. So I've got in 2 months, in April, I'll be going to London and running the London Marathon. And then in the fall time, I'll be going over to Berlin to run in the Berlin Marathon. And then next year in February, I'll be running in Tokyo Marathon. Then after that, I'm going to plan to run Africa and South America and Australia. And then I'll end down in the Arctic, down in Antarctica, down at the South Pole. So those are kind of the things I'm looking forward to. I still enjoy traveling the country and going to one as much as I can, as much as finances will permit me to. But it's been a great experience for me. Sometimes, family members have supported me. My wife's been there. My children have been there in some of them. But the majority of them, I've done it on my own, and I've been there by myself. So it's kind of lonely at times, but pretty gratifying to be able to have accomplishments and to be able to enjoy them just by yourself. I think that means a lot. I don't think there's anybody that needs to be on your side, to enjoy these things. It's nice, but it's you're the one that has to put in the work.
Yeah. Well, I've run a couple marathons, and I know you get to a point where all your food energy is used up, and you're basically using grit at the 17-mile mark or the 20-mile mark, and sooner or later you're out of your energy sources and you're into, okay, I don't have anything left, but I'm going to do it anyway. So, and then to do 50 of them or 60 of them, all these are his marathon awards back here, and I'm going to take the camera and show it to the map of all the marathons, and I'll have him just kind of go through that really quick.
Here's the map of the United States that I've marked, each city and each state that I've been to in the United States. It's kind of hard to see, but I've been to some special places like the Boston Marathon, the New York Marathon, of course I've said the Chicago Marathon, Hawaii Marathon, the Los Angeles Marathon, or a little marathon just over in Yankton in Iowa or South Dakota, or Fargo, North Dakota. But I've traveled the country running these marathons, and it's not easy. There hasn't been one. I've not got used to any of these things. You need extensive grit in your life to be able to endure hard things. But the flip side to that is you can endure hard things, and you will endure hard things. But this is pretty neat. I've been all over the country, and I plan on to go all over the continent to continue to do these hard things.